What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video. And today, it is time that we talk about the 2024 presidential election. As guys, we have a brand new poll that shows former President Donald Trump beats Biden in the general election and continues to dominate the GOP field. That is right, everyone. Yet another national poll showing Trump beating Biden, not just by a point nationally, but by several. And there's been many polls this past couple of months that show a very similar trend. So we're going to be discussing how realistic is this and what would happen if Trump did in fact win the popular vote by, say, 5. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you can join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. So let's get into this. So like I said, another poll has shown Donald Trump is beating President Biden. Former President Donald Trump continues to dominate the GOP field and would beat Biden in a general election, according to a brand new poll. If the 2024 presidential primary were held today, Trump would win 52% of voters. Yeah, the presidential primary. His nearest rival, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, would lag 40 points behind with just 12% of the vote, while Ramaswamy rounded out at the top 3 with 10% support, according to the Harvard-Harris poll released Friday. That's right, Trump is up 40 points. Now, is that 100%? Again, when it comes to polling primary results, you do have smaller samples and it's much harder to gauge the electorate. But okay, even if this is off by 10 points, Trump is still up 30 points nationally. And you're not going to tell me that's just from, one state? At that point, he's up by a lot in Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, Nevada, Michigan, California, Texas. It just keeps going. It's like, if you're down 40 points nationally, what are you going to do? And I know many people are going to keep saying, oh, well, Obama was down 30 points or whatever it was. Difference was, Clinton was never above 50%. And this isn't the same lead. She was up by like 20, 30 points. Ron DeSantis is down 40, according to this poll. And there's been no sign of that changing. It's not like 2008 where Obama became more and more known within the Democrat Party, and then he began to pick up momentum. DeSantis has just gone down ever since he's announced. Trump would beat Biden in a head-to-head matchup by a margin of 45-40, with a crucial 16% of voters undecided. His margin over VP President Harris, or Vice President Harris, I almost said President Harris, but we're not there yet, would be an even more yawning 47-38%. That is more than Obama won in 2008. I think that's the exact amount that Bush won in 1988. Those were two big big waves. 88, Bush killed the Democrats that year. 2008, Obama killed McCain. So it's like, if this is Trump versus Harris, it'll be a blowout, but I doubt it's going to be Harris. It just seems like, this lead is legitimate. Now, again, like the poll mentions, there are a lot of undecideds. And it does show that 70% of voters do want some kind of third party. But you look at this, and the undecided voters, it does seem like, especially right here, 28% of independents are undecided, but also 12% of Democrats, only 10% of Republicans. So I do think that when you do look at some of these crosstabs, these voters are probably Democrat leaning. So I don't expect, President Trump to win by 5. I really don't see that happening. I think this is more so there's a lot of Democrat undecideds. They're not going to vote for Trump. But the question mark is, would these voters vote for Biden again? And I do have some serious questions about that because look at this. These are the top most important issues facing the country. Again, I believe that voters can select multiple answers. So that's why it's not rounding up to 100%. But look at this. Price increases / inflation, 34%. The economy and jobs, 26. Immigration, 24. Guns, 21. Crime and drugs, 17. Healthcare, only 16%. As many voters care about the national debt than they do about healthcare. The environment, 15%. Corruption, 13. Women's rights, it's less than taxes, national security, even school safety. Weaponization of the Justice Department. What do these all add up to? Virtually all of the issues that are above 10% of voters, most important issue, well, virtually all of them are issues Republicans, I should say Trump in this situation, is winning these voters with. Like, the biggest issue I could say Biden would win voters is healthcare. But let's just say the undecideds are those that think inflation's bad and think the economy isn't good. Well, do you think they're going to vote for Biden? I don't think they're going to vote for Trump, but it's like, it does bring up a serious question about will they actually vote for Biden? Or would they vote third party? Or would they even vote at all? So while I do think that these undecideds are probably going to be favorable to Biden, I don't think, if Trump's up by 6 right now, I have a hard time believing Biden makes that up. In this poll at least. Again, it's just one poll, and I think a lot of people got to understand. We're only in July of 2023. We're 14 months away from the election? Or 15 or whatever? It's like, there's plenty of time, and these are just early polls, so they're probably not going to be that accurate. But okay, let's just do this for fun. What would happen if Trump did win the popular vote by 5? Well, in 2020, you scroll up here, Trump lost by 4.5 points, and I know I did the thing, but either way, Trump lost the election by 4.5 points. If Trump won the popular vote by 5, that is over a 9.5 point shift towards Donald Trump. 9.5 points. And let's just say for argument, putting trends aside and putting, 2022 aside, let us just say, okay, if it's a 9.5 point swing nationally, let's say every single state would swing that amount. Right? So let's say each state that, votes, they swing exactly 9.5 points. Well, let's just get rid of all the Trump states for a second. And these are states that Trump already won in 2020. And at this point, it's just an argument. I'm not saying that every state will exactly swing 9.5 points. It's just an example. Okay. Well, California, Oregon, Washington, Colorado, New Mexico, Illinois, Maryland, Delaware, all these northeastern states. Again, we're not taking 2022 into account here. Massachusetts, Vermont, and Maine's first. And, of course, the state of D.C. and South Carolina. I accidentally put Georgia into the Republican category. All right. So let's say it's a 9.5 point shift. Look at all these states that were decided by either 9 points or less for President Biden. Look at this. Maine, New Hampshire, Minnesota, Nebraska second. And then, of course, you got the big ones. Nevada, Arizona, Nebraska second, Georgia, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan. Now, make sure I got Minnesota right. Yes, I do. Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Maine, and Virginia would be barely Democrat. Again, this isn't a prediction or anything like that. This is just based off of 2020 results. if the nation did swing 9.5 points Republican, all of these states would flip. Let me just color it for you. Every single one of these would flip if we compare it exactly to 2020. Again, I'm not saying I believe this is going to happen. I don't know if the map will look exactly like this because states like New Hampshire have gotten a bit more Democrat. Virginia's showing signs of hope for the GOP. And there's question marks about Michigan and Minnesota. But it's just an example of what would a 5-point victory nationally mean for President Trump? He lost in 2020 by 4.5. Lost in 2016 by what? Let's just go check. I believe it was 2. It was 2.5 points, I believe, that he lost by. And no, it was actually only 2.1%. So, this would be Trump's best performance ever. Even if he lost a popular vote by 1, it would be his best ever. This is what I'm talking about. You know, this isn't like 2022 where you have a low turnout or lower turnout election compared to 2020, and there's a lot of Trump voters that didn't vote, and all of that. This is going to be a high turnout election, and this is an apples to apples, comparison to 2020. So again, I'm not even saying this is what's going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to be Trump plus 5, or this would be the map if that happened. But it shows you that when Trump wins the popular vote, even if he only wins it by 1, let's check that. Let's just check that for a second. That's what, a 4.5 or 5.5 point shift? Well, at that point, old Biden would hold on to these states. In that scenario, Trump gets more electoral votes than 2016. This is why if Trump, even if he only wins a popular vote by 1, that's how big of a difference it makes. It flips 6 states, potentially. It's just looking straight at 2020, ignoring trends, all of that. So, these polls that show Trump tied, or even up, or even down by just 1 or 2, well, look at 2020 results. It is a good sign for President Trump to be winning the popular vote. Again, it's not going to mean everything, but it does show that there is a serious possibility, and I'm not even saying he's a favorite or not, that Trump wins 2024. Even if he wins a popular vote, I think it's kind of an easy victory for him. But we just got to see what happens. It is only July. Something crazy could happen. California could swing 30 points to the right or something, but I doubt that happens. Either way, 2024 will certainly be a very unique election. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.